brutally oppressed communities come to understand the criminal nature of government, the question of how to deal with their obvious treason becomes increasingly critical. We know what these satanic traitors deserve, but effective means of accomplishing that essential goal are in the embryonic stages, but, I hasten to add, recent developments show great promise. Whatever outcomes emerge, it's important to avoid falling into the trap of violent reaction, which is the exact response they deliberately seek to provoke. Criminal government has inflicted martial law under false pretenses, but so far failed to trigger violent revolution. Even so, its satanic minions continually seek any excuse to further solidify their reign of terror via even more extreme oppression. Accordingly, we must be mindful how response is organised and implemented. First and foremost, we need to withdraw from all participation in their corrupt administration while making it clear we do not consent to and will never comply with manifestly treasonous government. The initial problem of unlawful policing needs addressing because without these heavily armed attack dogs violently protecting government criminality, they quickly lose control. In fact, if police re-evaluated the purpose of what they originally signed up for, this criminal oppression could abruptly end. Hopefully, there's a percentage of police who are not willingly aligned with tyrannical government overreach. But whether they'll step over onto the right side of history is yet unknown. And that's assuming there's a contingent of police still existing with personal integrity founded in morality. Police have been expertly conditioned as strong-arm extortionists, gouging massive income streams from unlawful traffic infringements that, again, have no basis in authentic law. They are fully infused with callous indifference to human suffering, becoming unthinking enforcers of predatory corruption at its worst. Modern-day police are thoroughly brainwashed to believe a sucker public exists to be mercilessly preyed upon with no recourse to reason or justice, a parasitic attitude that carries over into the inhumanely barbaric family law courts. This desensitization conditioning empowers the bullying thug mentality wherein empathy, compassion and conscience are extinguished by strict adherence to blatantly satanic rules. Their institutionalized extortionism is championed by a cheerleading corrupt mainstream media, forever extolling the virtues of excessive fines and, more recently, the punitive drive for anti-human COVID restrictions, all without genuine cause. Never has such unforgivable betrayal of journalism been so universally reviled, with even the dullest intellect aware of its Luciferian anti-human agenda. A collective effort of civil disobedience and unrelenting non-compliance needs to erupt here and around the world. This requires ignoring all criminally contrived statutes, ordinances and edicts pertaining to lockdown scams and unlawful COVID restrictions. Remember, no single aspect of this oppression is founded in Australian state or federal law because statutes and legislative codes are not law. They are prescribed rules that require the consent of the governed in order to lawfully apply. Black's Law Dictionary defines a statute as following. A statute is a legislated rule of society given the force of law by those who consent. Without the consent of the governed, all such ordinances are meaningless and unsupported by law. Police recklessly distribute grossly disproportionate fines for so-called COVID infringements, which, interestingly enough, never make it to court. Why? Because they have no foundation in law. When accosted by criminal police imposters, it is vitally important to record their names, rank, badge numbers, and video every minute detail of proceedings, because it is the police, not the public, who are breaking the law in regard to the COVID scam, and every last one of them must and will be held fully accountable. If anything, such Unconscionable conduct demonstrates the inherent weakness of their position, which is only upheld by fear and fear alone. Without the essential tool of manufactured fear, they have nothing and they are nothing, as indeed they are set to learn the hard way as events unfold. Demonstrations are important, but universal non-compliance can have a greater, more immediate and further-reaching effect. Imagine the result if everyone just ignored them. Now there's a happy thought to end on. Thank you for watching.